Hi, I'm Sam.
And I'm Gus.
And today we are doing part 2 of a 3-part video series.
Part 2.
So if you're watching this now, you should have watched our video previously about ideation, about coming up with the story that you want to tell in your Common Application personal statement essay.
It's a prerequisite video.
Prerequisite video.
So in this video, we're going to be looking a little bit more into how do you structure the college essay. So like most essays, you're going to want to grab the reader's interest pretty quickly, using something that writers like to call a hook, which is basically a way of dropping your reader into the world that you are presenting and getting them all excited about being in it. So if you think about movies and stuff, it's like, oh my God, a high action scene. So you don't have to be in the Bourne Identity, but your essay should start something like, I was at whatever I'm talking about in this essay, and here's how I was feeling. Here's what I saw. Set the scene.
Yeah, I mean, basically the idea is that you want to very, very quickly give the reader an understanding of where they are, what kind of scene they're looking at, where they want to sort of situate themselves. You want to make them excited right off the bat.
Right, because I mean, the person who's reading this essay, they have to read this essay. They're a college admissions officer. But they're going to enjoy reading the essay a lot more and think a lot better about your application if they're like, whoa, I'm having a good time reading this essay. I'm learning a lot. So in Act 1, we are getting to know you before this event that changed who you are. So you are, essentially in your before transformation stage, and then Act 2 is the story of the transformation. So it sounds really dramatic, but it could be a small event. Like for me in my essay, if you watch the other video, it's me giving a speech in front of my school where ultimately the speech went really terribly and I lost the election that the speech was part of. But it basically is the vehicle by which this transformation is occurring. So then that brings us to Act 3, which is essentially we are coming back to you, and it's similar to Act 1 in that it's not about like the exciting adventure anymore, but it's about the aftermath. But now instead of getting to know you before your transformational event, we're getting to know you after your transformational event. And this should be evidenced in how you are writing about yourself in Act 3, or the end of your essay. So it should be clear that at the end of the essay, even if it's only in a small way, you are somehow a different person. Whether it means that you are more caring, more patient, more hardworking, more appreciative of the sacrifices that your parents or your friends made for you. Something that indicates I grew up in a direction through this story. It's
important to remember, take all of this advice with a grain of salt, in that you want to have an Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 in this essay, if you will, but that your essay can take many, many different forms. My essay, for example, about the play that I wrote, The Crazy Castle, right? The Act 3 honestly took up most of the essay. I laid the scene, I told the reader about this play that happened, and then most of my essay after that was describing how I had changed, how my outlook changed because of this play that I wrote, and how that has affected many aspects of my life, right? Because there aren't, this isn't a standard 5-paragraph essay that you do for English class, right? It can take many, many different forms. We just want to make sure as you're outlining it, you think of sort of having a 3-act structure, maybe a long second act, short third act, maybe a long third act, short first and second. It can take many different forms, but the transformation that you communicate in this outline for yourself is really what matters the most.
Absolutely, and we don't mean to suggest in any way that this is the only way to write a successful college essay, or any way to write a successful story. There are tons of examples of people who deviate from the 3-act structure, who use different time passages in their essay, who write the whole thing in the form of an epic poem or in a song. Like, there are all these stories about people who wrote super creative essays, and if that's what you want to do, that can totally work. This is just a way that is probably known as like the standard format, and it's what a lot of people find easiest.
Right, and it's a great way to conceptualize however I structure this essay in this outlining phase. I just want to make sure I communicate to my reader that I've gone on a journey and that my character has changed as a result of whatever it is that I'm talking about. So structurally, at this stage of writing, that can take any form, but it can be useful to even initially put that down on paper in a sort of 3-act structure, and then you can move it around from there, figure out exactly stylistically what you want this story to actually look like. But think of it as that, as a story. So those are some thoughts that we have that can maybe potentially help guide you as you're outlining your essay. But again, as we've both said, there's a lot of different approaches to this. So we hope that this can be helpful, can be a helpful way of conceptualizing the outline as you're diving into it. But again, there's many, many different resources and options out there to sort of help you along the way. So if you want to watch more videos where we share this type of advice, please like and subscribe. We'll be releasing more of these in the near future. And again, if you want some more personal guidance when it comes to these sorts of challenging writing assignments and whatnot, not as you're diving into your college application process, you can click the link below and connect directly up with an academic expert at Crimson Education who has a lot of experience in this exact field. I'm Sam.
I'm Gus. Thank you for watching.